What is up everyone, and welcome to something a little different today. We're playing Motorsport Manager. I wanted to upload a few videos on it as soon as the game came out, but I had some audio issues and stuff like that with my Elgato and recording on my PC, so I couldn't get it out straight away. But now we're here. We are going to do the Underdog challenge, where we're taking the worst team in the whole entire game, Predator Racing, hopefully up to the highest tier in the game and winning the highest championship. So we're here on the team selection screen, and as you can see, we can only pick one racing series, which is the European Racing Series. So we'll click continue there, European Racing Series, as you can see, and we should be presented with our team. And there we go, Predator Racing Group, the worst of the worst. They're basically the bottom in absolutely everything. They've got the lowest budget, they're expected to finish stone dead last, and the pressure is low, but we're going to take them on a journey and try and win everything that we can do. So here we are in the main hub for the first time. As you can see, we've got a race at the Black Sea GP, which is in 16 days. And in that time, we kind of need to prepare everything, hopefully get some new staff in, and get going for the start of the season. First of all, we've got some emails, just it's more or less welcome stuff. We have our targets as well. I'm going to go for 8th because I reckon we can get that, get a bit more money per race as well. If we look at our car, as you can see, it is very, very, very bad. Probably most of the other teams on the grid, their stats are most likely around like 90 or 100 at least, and ours is at 1 at the moment, so it's not looking too good. We can design some new parts, which we probably will do in time, but for the first race, we probably just want to get the reliability going. So I'm just going to add the reliability. We're probably only going to be able to do it for one car, so we'll improve one gearbox and one engine. Hopefully it will improve as much as it possibly can for the first race, and we will actually make it through without having to fix the components or without them blowing up, basically. Taking a look at our drivers, as you can see, neither of them are very good, so we're probably going to try and replace both of them, because I think this could be a good tactic to get decent drivers, not so much concentrate on the car, but then from the drivers most likely get good sponsorship, which gives me more money, which means I can then go on to improve everything from then on. So the first driver I've come across is Alexia Pernett. I know from other careers I've done that she actually has 100% marketability, and that's what we want here, because that's going to give us better sponsors and better money per race to upgrade all of our facilities and all that kind of stuff. We're going to have to pay a lot in, per race contract, like probably up towards like 900,000, which seems absolutely crazy because I've paid that before to drivers in the top tier and we're in the bottom tier, but we're going to do it. It's going to put us into quite a lot of debt to start off with, but hopefully it should get us a lot more money back than what we're actually going to be spending initially. The other driver is Will Hume. He's another driver with, I think, near on or definitely close to 100% marketability, which is what we want. He's going to be on a lot as well. We're going to be paying an absolute ton for our drivers, so I'm hoping it works out. From previous experience, they do want quite a lot in sign-on fees and bonuses, basically a lot, probably because we're the worst team, but I think the tactic will pay off for sure. So we're going to submit that offer, go a few days, and hopefully they come back and we can sign them up. Okay, so good news, Alexia Pernett has come back and she has accepted our contract offer. So we'll sign her up. This will definitely put us into debt, but I think it will definitely be worth it. So we'll continue to finances, sign her up. We're already in the red, but she's a lot better of a driver as well. So that's already a good start. I believe Will Hume actually didn't accept, so we'll just have a look at that. And yeah, he rejected it. So he wants a bigger sign-on fee, and I'll pay him a bit more because we'll try and keep him for 21 months instead. I think he wants a shorter contract, but we'll keep him on 21 months and hopefully he'll accept that. Okay, so Will Hume has also accepted his contract. We're going to sign him. We're actually going to replace Inez Santa Ana. Sorry about that. It's got to happen because he, I believe, is 3.5 stars, maybe even higher, and he has 100% marketability, which is the thing that I'm definitely going for here, because I think it should kind of outdo the massive wages that we're paying them. So, okay, so we're 1.7 million in debt, which is a lot, but we should be able to turn it around after a few races. We just have to bear with me on this. I think it should work. Okay, so this is basically the thing that I was saying about. Our sponsor appeal now is 4 stars, marketability 73%, whereas before, I believe it was around about 20%, the worst on the grid. So it was looking a bit dodgy, but we have sponsor offers. These are the ones that actually come in before the drivers arrived, so we're actually probably going to have to wait these 2 races for each of them for the contracts to go before we can get 4-star contracts. But we did get 1 come in, and as you can see, Balmina, 12 races, but it's 4 million up front, so we're going to accept that, and that already puts us back in the green with nearly 10 times the amount of budget what we had at the start of the season. So it's looking good to start off with. I might use some of that money to get some new staff, but first of all, we're just going to jump straight into this first race of the day. It's the Black Sea Grand Prix, and hopefully we can get a half decent result, even though our car is definitely the worst on the grid, but we do have the best drivers. So let's get into this and see how we can do. Okay, so as you can see, here we are. First race of the season, the Black Sea Grand Prix in Russia. I think it's meant to be similar to the Olympic Park in real life, as you can probably guess. So hopefully we can do a decent job. Our drivers ideally will be able to carry us to a half decent result at best. We're just going to do a rough setup for practice. I'm actually going to skip it myself. I was doing them in other careers, like just doing the whole practice sessions. However, to be fair, from skipping them, it's a lot easier to do, and you still get a decent amount of information when the drivers have more feedback. If they are struggling, I will definitely do it myself in this career, but to start off with these first couple of races, I'm just going to simulate them. So as you can see, after our first practice session, we are 12th and 18th. Not very good, but considering how bad our car is, it's not too bad. But we have to remember, on race day, it's random grids, so we could actually be starting in first. We never know. We'll see in just a moment. So here we are on race day, and as you can see, we are actually starting first on the grid in our first race. It's completely random, so we're actually very lucky with that. Hopefully we can get a decent result. Any points would be amazing considering how bad our car is. I can't really stress how bad our car is in comparison to all of the other cars on the grid. So I don't know where our other driver is. I think she might be right at the back. One at the front, one at the back. Okay, one at the front, one in 19th. Let's see how we can do, and let's get into this race. Alright, so we're going to start off the race just by pushing. We're going to up the fuel, up the driving style, up the pace as well. Let's hope we can get a decent result. Okay, so we've actually had a bit of a dodgy start. Alexia Pernette has straight away got into a crash and damaged her front wing. So we're already going to have to call her into the pits and make a change to that. We may as well change her tyres at the same time. Put her on some softs. Hopefully she can get a bit of a longer stint in on these. Alright, so Alexia Pernette's in the pits. She's refueling, changing tyres and fixing that front wing. And they were all very good. So hopefully we haven't lost too much time. In other news, as you can see, Will Hume is holding up literally the whole grid. But I'm going to say it's because of his driving talent and skill that he's managing to hold off here. If we manage to finish anywhere in the points, or even in like the top 3, top 5, that'd be incredible. Okay, so 6 laps in. It's fair to say first place is gone. He's miles up the road. People are starting to pit because I don't think they fueled their cars up too highly at the beginning. We're going to be pitting relatively soon because, as you can see, our fuel percentage is gradually dropping down. Still managing to hold on to second place, which is very good. And yeah, hopefully we can do a decent job up towards our pit stop. Alright, so we've actually, I would say, I don't know if we've kind of been done or not, but the safety car's come out. Will Hume is in first, and it's probably an opportunity to pit him. because everyone else has. Also, Pernette, she's just about to come up to the pits. I know we only pitted her relatively recently, but it's a very good opportunity, and I don't think she'll lose too many places. So we're going to bring her in. And then we are also going to bring in Will Hume. I'm not sure how many laps we can get on these tyres. There's 12 to 14 on softs, so we possibly could do 2 stints on the softs and make it to the end like that. So gonna fill Will Hume up to the max. Hopefully he'll pit round and we won't lose too much time under the safety car, and we should be able to come back out hopefully in second. Okay, so Will Hume is coming into the pits. I'm hoping this pit stop will be perfect and we'll still be able to get out in second place. Everyone else is coming around. I think we're just about clear. And yes, there we go. Back out in second place. It's looking good for the rest of the race. Alright, so the safety car is about to come back in. I'm just putting up the engine mode and telling my drivers to push. We have Hume in second, Pernette in 15th, which is a pretty good turnaround considering she had a damaged front wing on more or less the first lap of the race. I expect Jar to literally drive off into the distance like he did before, but if we can hold on to this position, it would be amazing. We are currently 14 laps through. We've got 17 laps left, and Alexia Pernette has just come through to us on the radio saying that the gearbox is looking a bit dodgy, and as you can see, it is on only 28%, so we'll probably have to fix that before the end of the race. In other news, Will Hume is still going strong. He's actually pulling out in second place, so this is very good. I'm literally going to pit him at the end of this lap, so we're just going to tell him to push and, well, attack and overtake on the engine modes, and then we'll bring him in. Maybe try and get him on one more set of softs so that he'll make it to the end. I don't actually think we're going to be able to eke out the 13 laps, so we're actually going to chuck him on a pair of super softs and then probably do one more pit stop, a very quick one just after that. Just over 2/3 of the way through the race, Will Hume is looking very good now for second place. First place has taken literally one more pit stop than us and he's still miles ahead, so as I said, that's looking unlikely. Pernette is sitting down in 12th with a decent amount of tyre wear left. I think they're both going to have to pit one more time. Very quick pit stops with minimal fuel just to get us through to the end, but I think that's okay because everyone else more or less has to do the same. Alright, so both of our drivers are actually now complaining about warnings. Will Hume, not too bad. Might have to repair his brakes on the next pit stop because they're only on 20%. And Pernette has a lot of problems, really. 19% engine, 17% gearbox. I would try and say eke it out to the end, but I think it's unlikely that she'd make it. So we're actually going to bring both of them in this lap. They're quite well split out, so they're not going to overlap at all. We'll just give Will Hume enough fuel to get to the end of the race, and we'll fix his brakes. Should only take about 6 seconds. So hopefully we'll still come out in third maybe. We'll go for a quick pit stop so that we can do that. And then Pernette, this is the long one. See, she's going to drop down a lot on the grid. We'll just fill her car up to the max, and we're actually going to fix both. It's going to take 41 seconds, which is crazy. But otherwise, I don't think she's going to make it to the end. So Will Hume is coming into the pits. A little bit of fuel, 4 tyres, and repairing the brakes. Hopefully it all goes very well, and it has 2 goods and a great. Ideally, we'll be able to make it to the end now without any problems. Okay, so Pernette as well has possibly gone through the longest pit stop ever seen. It was literally like 50 seconds. It was good by the team, even though it was a fast one. They did a good job, but she's all the way down in 18th, and yeah, her race is kind of over, let's say. Okay, so we're now coming into the last 2 laps of the race. Will Hume is currently sitting in 3rd place, but Arbeloa is just in front. We are literally catching up. Arbeloa is trying to eke out their tyres, or his tyres, but I'm hoping we'll be able to just overtake just at the end. We've got a lot of fuel, so we can go into overtake mode. We're going to attack. Let's try and get this podium. Right, it's getting very close on this final lap. As you can see, we're just behind 2nd place, and we've just been overtaken for 3rd. Okay, we've got it back. I'm hoping we can do something. Yep, there we go, up to 2nd. Come on, Hume, let's keep this going. Looks like we're going to get it. Yes, there we go. Okay, so, yes, Predator Racing, the worst of the worst, but we managed to get a podium as 2nd place in our first race. I think that's literally incredible. I think the tactic of the drivers is paying off. Not sure how we're going to be doing with money, but not bad. I'll take that. Pernette was unlucky with reliability, but Will Hume, superstar. Okay, so we're just going through scrutineering. We've got nothing to be afraid of because all of our parts are good. I'm hoping maybe someone else gets caught out so we can get promoted a couple of places. But no, hasn't happened. Doesn't matter though. Will Hume, second place in the race and second place in the championship, which is ridiculous. That's all I'm going to say. Ridiculous. Alright, so now we're back. As you can see, this is kind of my point that I was trying to make. Now we definitely have the best drivers which will carry us through. And sponsors, we're 8th at the moment, but the marketability fact of things that we are at 4 stars means that we should be able to make a lot more money. Anyway, I think I'm actually going to leave it here for today. I hope you did enjoy. We're going to jump straight into another race next time out. Maybe develop a few parts, hire some more staff. Remember to drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment, tell me if you want to see more. Remember to subscribe if you're new, and I will see you all on the next video.